Yeah, you bring up a great point too. I think that we oftentimes, as part of that, like, meritocracy push of like, got to get a college education, we also push a lot of people into college way before they really know what they want to do. And when you talk about finding a good fit, I mean, most people are
Mhm.
going to college out of high school with maybe an idea of what they think that they want to do, but then they're navigating and trying to, like, because it's probably not a good fit, or they're dropping out because they don't really feel motivated to do it anymore. And I think that's something that I hope is changing. I think there's a lot of people who are getting advanced degrees after they've begun a career too, that I think will help motivate this. But I really think we just need to put a a premium on really knowing what your intent going into college is going to be. I think if we did that, we would open up the the motivation for somebody who maybe didn't go right out of high school, who but is like full of knowledge and curiosity, and then comes across something, not
Mhm.
going like, it's too expensive and I'm already so far behind, I could never do it.
Yeah.
I think that it just cripples so many people, and it's terrible. I mean, yeah, like I went back to school like 4 years after graduating and working for a while, and I think, for my career, it really helped align me to a area where I feel like I've got a much more focused like career effort, and I think that's, helped me out tremendously. But I don't feel like a lot of people have that push.
Yeah, I kind of feel like you have your one shot straight out of high school. And if you don't choose right, and when you're 18, 19, it
Right.
could really set you back. Like even if you do go back, because I went to school too as an adult. My family jokes that I'm a perpetual student, so I'm a professional student. But it's expensive. Like I for sure have student loans, and it took me a while and a couple of jobs to really like hone in that what field I work in, want to work in, home skills that I feel confident in. And I think of other people whose families aren't that supportive and they don't have that opportunity. Like, what talent are we missing out there too? Hopefully that changes. I don't know what it would take, apart from like student loan forgiveness, or more scholarships for adult students or second time students. Definitely more support for PhD programs, because a lot of times someone may want to do a PhD program, but the cost of foregoing a salary is not an option. And a PhD stipend might cover the food and housing, but it doesn't help with family costs or paying already existing student loans. So a lot of things to consider.
Well, one thing that I noticed coming from Europe is that here in the US, it's so important to have a CV that has no gap at all. Like if there's a gap, that's always a bad thing. And it always needs to be found out what happened there. Mm-hmm. And I think in Europe, we have a more flexible culture there. People take time off in order to travel around the country, or somebody takes a family leave for a really long time. And I felt like there was much more flexibility of the system to accept that for one reason or another, people may take a gap in their career path and then continue later on. And it's nothing negative. It's just something that happened in their lives. And I feel that flexibility is not as much present here. It has to be one step, next step, next step, next step. And you cannot possibly have a gap. And there, I would really want to challenge that and say, like, why not? It could actually be enriching for that person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the key word being flexibility. I was thinking about this today, actually, this morning, of like how much of an influence we put on resumes and CVs, mm-hmm. and how it's like really defining people and their trajectories. And it's really sad because I remember growing up having like different counselors or different people around me who were supporting me and trying to help me, but they would tell me like, oh, you don't want to add this to your CV, or you don't want to put that experience. Like these employers don't care about that. And I'm just like, oh man, like that like you're trying to confine me to a certain box. And maybe that experience was super empowering and was something that was very transformative for who I am today. And it's just a shame that, yeah, we put these labels on people and maybe don't see them for everything that they are, but just, you know, some fancier words on a piece of paper.
I think in science too, you know, people think of math and science as like there's a final answer at the end, and there really is a lot of room for creativity and playing around. And there's a joke that research means redoing something over and over and over again, because a lot of times you don't get the result you expect or want in the beginning. So there has to, I think we definitely need to have a more open mind. Like, we don't, you know, having someone that finds the right answer for the first time may not really be the best thing. Like, we need someone who's resilient, who knows how to rethink and re-strategize when something fails. And that's, I mean, that kind of happens in life too. But a lot of times in science and research, there's a lot of pressure. Like, I have to design this study perfectly. So even if it doesn't work out, I still have an answer, or I can still get funding. So I think there's a lot more room for creativity there, and understanding and openness.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We appreciate you tuning into that, and we hope you found that helpful.
If you're interested in watching more professors give us a deep dive in some of their areas of expertise, please click on the video below.
And also subscribe right here. We hope you have a good day.
See you in the next one.
See ya.